Here's what's making news at 4 p.m. U.S. stocks ended up but sharply pared their gains in late afternoon trading after Reuters reported the Feds expanded their hedge fund probe. Citing sources, Reuters reported that federal authorities ramped up an investigation into insider trading on Wall Street to more than 12 subpoenas. These were sent to hedge funds and other investment firms over the past 2 weeks. Earlier in the session, the S&P 500 hit 2-year highs. 30-year Treasury bond slid as market sell-off gathered momentum. Bond yields soared in the wake of a disappointing $32 billion 3-year note auction. The 30-year is on track for its biggest one-day rise since late August. Meantime, the 10-year note yield briefly touched 3.18%, its highest level since June. And a rise in Treasury yields is making the dollar more attractive. The dollar rose the most against the Japanese yen in nearly 3 months, and the euro erased all of its gains against the dollar as Eurozone debt worries persist. Reuters quantitative analyst Mike Tarsala says the next big thing to watch in the markets is the tech-heavy Nasdaq 100. Mike.
That's right, Rhonda. Up until this trading probe was announced, big gains for stocks intraday, big pain for treasuries. The Nasdaq 100, I think, is the next thing that everybody's going to keep an eye on. Basically, taking out the 2007 highs is not a stretch at this point. We've got a fib projection at 2,300 on the NAS 100. We could show that on the chart. Most importantly, stock valuations are still cheap relative to bonds, and equities may continue to be a better alternative to bonds. My colleague Ed Rombach suggests that today the extra budget shortfall because of the tax agreement that was announced today will be $225 billion, up 19%. Well, ask yourself, how is that going to be paid for? Through Treasury issuance. It has to be. So that's a negative for the treasuries. It's inflationary, so that's a positive for stocks.
All right. Thanks so much, Mike. And legendary investor Jim Rogers has been speaking at the Reuters Investment Outlook Summit. Among his calls, he warned the U.S. could face another lost decade or two. He predicted gold would eventually go over $2,000 an ounce, and he added the safest currency right now was the Chinese yuan. Let's take a look at what's likely to move markets in Asia on Wednesday. Japan announces its machinery orders for October. Australia reports its latest housing finance numbers. And Brazil's Vale is set to list on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange through a Hong Kong depository receipt issue. In your day ahead at 4:30, we'll preview a Senate hearing on market structure flaws, which will feature the likes of SEC Chairman Mary Shapiro. And as the Eurozone debt crisis enters a second phase, Insider broadcasts a 15-minute special on the efforts to stem contagion. That's at 8 a.m. Eastern on Wednesday. I'm Rhonda Schaffler. This is Reuters Insider.